Happy Friday, another edition of NBL Now coming your way. Got a little bit of the festive feeling this morning as we kick toward the Christmas season. Your boys, Joel Peterson and Damon Lowery are here. Top of the morning to you, good sir.
JP, my man, good morning, man. If I'd known it was like fancy dress-up day today, I'd have rocked a shirt like yours.
We've got plenty of time for that. We've got another Friday, and then I think we've got some on-air opportunities as well. We'll get into that. Don't worry, I've got some other options. I'm really keen to throw at you on this front. I just thought we'd get started early. Hey, a big show this morning. We've got heaps to talk about. It's a massive round of basketball. There's sort of marquee matchups all over the place. Melbourne and Illawarra tonight, just over my shoulder. I'm in the CBD. John Cain Arena is literally right there. That's going to be the centrepiece of the attention of the NBL world tonight. But last night, so a double-header to kick things off in this round. Let's start with the late game. Brisbane and South East Melbourne up at Boondall. And the Brisbane Bullets found themselves in a bit of a hole. They trailed by 15 early in the third term, but man, did they make a comeback. Keandre Cook went absolutely nutso. Casey Prather found his shot. The Bullets all of a sudden are looking really good.
The Brisbane Bullets are playing some absolutely great basketball right now. And it's amazing how when you let guys stay on the floor for long periods of time, namely the imports, I've been calling for this, Joel, for I don't know how many seasons. Dudes have got to play more than 26 minutes a game. Go with your studs. Keandre Cook, Casey Prather, and James Bateman. James Bateman got himself into a little bit of foul trouble, so his minutes were slightly down. But there's no reason why those guys shouldn't play 32 minutes each every single night. And Tyrell Harrison, my God, man, the big monster Tyrell, he's having a purple patch these last couple of games. And the Bullets, can't believe I'm about to say this, Joe, they're for real.
No Josh Bannon as well. Do you think they are, will they be at this level when he is back? Does he change the way they go about it? What does that do for the flow that they've got at the moment?
Josh Bannon, I don't know him. I don't know his makeup, his character. He is going to have to sacrifice because this team right now, I've seen how they should play. Start the two guards, Mitch Norton and James Bateman. Imports playing 32-plus minutes. Tyrell Harrison is just playing lights out right now. And Towie Smith-Milner, good on him. A very mobile, active, great shooting big. You, Josh Bannon, you are now a bench player. And I say that respectfully as a former bench player myself. You can still have an impact, but this is not your team. You are not the focal point. You don't come in thinking that you're going to wreck everything if you do. Just come in and play your role. You can be the bag-up five-man when Tyrell gets tired or in foul trouble. You can get some minutes at the four. Let Casey Prather get a little rest, not a big rest, just a little one. So, yeah, as long as they don't try to put him back in the starting lineup and play him a ton of minutes, I think they can still be good.
Pretty scary off the bench. Just quickly, South East Melbourne. I don't know about you. I don't trust them. Your thoughts?
Yeah, they're looking kind of fraudulent. For all the Josh King's, energy and intensity and passion, I'm looking out there at the scoreboard. You look like you're begging guys to play defense. You go on the road and you blow a 15-point lead. You get smacked around and give up, over three figures once again. So, look, I don't know what to say. There's no Derek Walton Jr. Does that make it worse? Obviously, they need a lead guard out there. We all know Derek Walton's. We know his work. But right now, the Phoenix, they are not looking good, and they got the Throwdown coming up. And good Lord, they want to have a stronger performance than that.
Yeah, Josh King's going to need to pull some magic from his lookalike Sean McVay to get something going for the South East Melbourne Phoenix. Hey, you called the early game with Lee Montagna last night. It was great to have Casey Frank back on the sidelines as well. Shout out to Andrew Mulligan, whose voice we miss as part of our coverage as well. The New Zealand Breakers, they are, I don't know whether they're falling apart or they have fallen apart. The tense is the only question. It's either happening or it has happened. What the hell is going on in New Zealand, Damon?
Why you would take a 7-3 team sitting second and mix it all up by bringing in Taco Fall. And please, Joe, this is not a shot at Taco Fall. But this is a shot at Taco Fall, what I'm about to say right now. Perry Coppinen is asking you, Taco, can you please try to come up a little higher on these ball screens? You won't do it, man. Why won't you do it, Taco? You can't play 4 against 5 in 2024. You can't do it. So they got no chance of winning. I can't see the Breakers, Joe, seriously winning another game.
Yeah, it's a long way back, and they look pretty broken at the moment. Can you relate to Taco's experience, but sort of being brought in as an import and having so much pressure on you to perform? Is there an element of you that can relate to that?
100%. Joe, I was Taco Fall once. I was playing for the Ballarat Miners.
Same height and everything.
Sponsored by Channel 9 Win Television in Ballarat. The general manager sees me at a function and decides, oh, Damon, he's a little bit of a chatter. He might make a good sales rep. Add him to our advertising team. Joe, he brings me in. I have no sales experience. I come into the Win studio to try to sell advertising, and for 3 months, I sold sweet F.A. And then I had the audacity to ask for a company car. And the GM said, how about you sell something first? So I walk in, and the entire sales team who was functioning at a high level, they got me coming in thinking, who's this guy? Yeah, well, the owner liked me. Well, the GM liked me. He thought I'd be good. Well, guess what? I kind of butchered the team chemistry. We wasn't meeting our sales targets. And guess what, Joe? I eventually got the sack. I was the Taco Fall of Win Television.
You did give me a little bit of an inkling, bit of inside baseball here. You gave me a bit of an inkling you had a story here. I thought it was going to be a basketball story. I did not expect it to be a TV advertising related story. That is magnificent, Damon Lowery. That's why you are the best in the business of why I love working with you. Meanwhile, Tassie are just climbing up those standings. We'll talk about the Jack Jumpers plenty over the coming weeks. Let's talk about tonight. It is 1v2. It is Melbourne United. It is the Illawarra Hawks. Last time they played, it sort of threw the competition into a frenzy just about. It was an absolutely magnificent game. They, of course, played that playoff series last year as well. They've been the front runners in this competition all season, and they throw it down tonight at John Cain Arena. What are you expecting, Damon?
Ooh, fireworks. Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees. Jason, Tatum. Kill. I'm expecting fireworks, man. 1v2, this is awesome. And I'm telling you right now, this is a must-win for the Hawks. You wouldn't think a team second on the ladder would be a must-win game, but this is all about the psychological edge. They got one more time to play the United in Wollongong. They have got to win this game to send a clear message to the United that we can beat you on your court. It's got to happen tonight, Joe. No CG43, so it's not quite the same level, player-wise, obviously. But if the United can somehow win this game without CG43, that sends a message to the Hawks that we don't even have our best player that can beat you. This is going to be fiery. I can't wait.
It's going to be all kinds of fun. Let's talk matchups. Shea Ili, who would you send him to? Is it Tyler Harvey? Is it Trey Kell?
I'm going to send him to Trey Kell. Trey Kell's got the ball the most, and he's that kind of the straw that stirs the drink. Obviously, Tyler Harvey is extremely dangerous, but I think the head of this snake is Trey Kell. So Shea, that's the matchup.
And then the Battle of the Bigs is fascinating, of course. You've got Sam Froling, you've got Darius Days, who's been coming off the bench and has been pretty productive in the last little while. Mason Peatling, who played himself into a role and been playing some really important minutes, comes back to play against the team with which he won a championship a few years ago. Jack White has been in terrific form this season. So as much as the guards have got sort of the limelight, the big names, the Battle of the Bigs, could be where this is decided.
100%. Rob Lowe has been playing great basketball the last 3 to 4 rounds, so he's going to have Sam Froling. Now, Sam, they don't like to switch ball screens with Sam Froling on the floor. They'll switch everybody else, and we all know Rob Lowe will pick and pop and shoot those threes. So that's going to be an interesting defensive adjustment to see how the Hawks attack that. Darius Days coming off the bench, masterstroke, absolute masterstroke. He gets to avoid early foul trouble. Mason Peatling provides that energy in the Mason Peatling Jack White matchup, Joe. You probably didn't see that coming. When them two dudes was teammates, I used to call them kind of like a Mason Wheatling, a Jason Wheatling, the way them two combined at the 4 spot. And now he's doing the same thing with Darius Days. This game got matchups all across the board, man. Bring on 7:30.
Yeah, Jason Whiteling might be where we go with that one. That's going to be fun. And then, of course, you've got sort of the spice of all the controversy around the finish last time, the foul, the Chris Golding conversation, the Jason Tatum conversation, and his sanction based off that as well. So, with everything that goes in on the court, there's a little bit of off the court stuff too that just adds a little bit to this.
This is a rivalry. Now, obviously, the Wollongong Illawarra Hawks Sydney Kings, that is a proper rivalry. But this Melbourne United Illawarra Hawks is turning into a very nice one as well. Given what happened last season in the semifinal series and what happened in Illawarra with the Chris Golding situation, this is just got storylines all across the board. And if any one of these coaches tries to play it down, we're not buying it.
No, absolutely not. Who wins it, Damon?
Hawks. Because it's a must-win. It's a must-win, Joe, and they don't have CG43. If they had CG, I would be probably leaning towards the United in a close one. It's still going to be a close game, but I feel like the Hawks just got more to play for.
Yeah, I can see your argument there, and of course Melbourne have got a big week. They've got the Throwdown on Sunday as well, so to see how both of those teams come out tonight will be absolutely fascinating. 7:30, of course. That game tonight, just over my shoulder at John Cain Arena, is going to be absolutely special. Couple more big games across the course of the weekend. Saturday night's got a couple of interesting fixtures. Adelaide, New Zealand, big test for the Breakers, going to a venue that the 36ers very rarely lose in. The big story here, though, Damon, is that Montrezl Harrell is back for Adelaide, and I'm sure he'll be looking for a pretty big performance.
Yeah, the Monstar's back, and he's been chirpy. He's been missing it. We didn't think Trez would probably miss the league and miss Adelaide as much, but he's been very active on his socials. He's ready to hit the ground running. He's making no apologies for who he is and what went down. Fine. Now he's ready to ball out. Kendrick Davis coming off a firecracker of a game, and New Zealand Breakers are a fraud of a team. So I'm expecting Adelaide to beat the absolute brakes off the Breakers.
Yeah, Adelaide's going to be like the tax office. If there's any fraudulent behaviour going on, they'll be right on top of it. And then the Saturday night game is Cairns and Perth. Last time Perth went to Cairns, Bryce Cotton had 35 and did it in a canter. They just got rolled by the Taipans. Now, of course, he is back. He is in crazy good form. Like, he is incandescent at the moment, is Bryce Cotton. How many does he have in what he's described as his favourite away venue to play in?
Oh, my God. Surely not another 50-piece. I mean, and Keanu Pinder is back. He's going back to his former club. But, yeah, the road that Bryce is on right now, I don't know who on the Cairns Taipans can even come close to guarding them. But Perth do leak a lot of points on offense, on defense. They do leak a lot. And Cairns, Joe, they can't continue to keep losing. Now, even though Cairns on the bottom of the ladder, they're not the worst team in the league. Breakers are. They're the worst team in the league. Cairns is due for a win. I feel like this is the perfect stage because everybody's talking about Bryce. Keanu's coming home. And you're on this massive losing streak. I'm going to be the guy, Joe, that's going to look at all those reds on the roulette wheel, and I'm going black. I think the Cairns are going to get this one.
I reckon this is the exact type of situation Adam Ford lives for as well, where he can steel his team for a certain task, a certain job, do the whole nobody believes in us thing, and really sort of pull his team together. I expect that they'll put up a pretty good performance tomorrow night. It could be fun.
100%. Now, the Taipans, they got their full starting five back. This should be their second game. So that's a little bit of continuity there, and they had the game last week against the Phoenix. So if they can just carry that on, and like you say, Adam Ford is going to rally the troops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that Perth defense is less than sound, let's say. So Rob Edwards and Taron Armstrong will be absolutely licking their lips. Hey, Damon, always good to chat hoops with you on an absolute heater this morning. Bryce Cotton level stuff from your good self. Bring your best party shirt. Next Friday, we'll do this all again, and I want a Christmas shirt from you. Have yourself a great weekend.
Done and done. Good on you, JP.
Damon Lowery with you on NBL Now. Thanks for your company. Plenty more happening across the course of the weekend, of course. NBL app, nbl.com.au, and Moments That Mattered. We'll wrap it all up on Monday.